We've been absolutely abused in the comment sections about the road and how we're ripping down paradise and turning it into a parking lot. And unfortunately, the fact of the matter is you need a road to get to your house. Everyone travels on a road to get to their home. They all just think, hey, you're destroying the landscape, but guess what? Someone else did it and did it on way high density. But the crazy thing is, you give nature a few months and it starts looking very, very different. We're about to approach the bridge that created so many problems for us. Let's have a look at it. This old mate caused so many issues for us. Look at it now. It's a beautiful little habitat here. The river's back to normal, the creek's back to normal. It's crazy how much drama this created and how quiet and peaceful it is now. Just back to normal, it looks amazing. Can't even notice. It's all gonna green up through here, and you got this tiny little bridge for when those massive floods come one day, but it's all looking beautiful. Look at this, green hills back again, right? This was just all dirt, rock, just ugly. So many people complained about this, told us that we're destroying everything, but hey, you need a road, and it's just greening over so nicely now. It's crazy what a couple of months can do. It just resets. We think we can try and control things, and it just comes back to normal. Everyone has a road to their houses, and we need one too. It's Agape on the hill. Our plans here with Agape is not to turn this thing into a concrete heap and concrete jungle. We're trying to actually going to be planting more landscaping and trees than there were ever before. It's already greening up. It's already starting to look really cool. And once all the dirt around the buildings goes green, there's going to be a very small footprint, right? And we're using materials that actually cost a lot more money to try and make it blend in. Things like stone, things like timbers, all of those things we're using to try and blend the house in. Black houses actually blend into the environment. So our houses are all going to be black with the green, and it's going to look freaking awesome. There are ways you can minimize the impact, and that's exactly what we're doing. So after spending many years getting Agape planned, we are finally up and running. This place is it's a hive of action right now. We have got the secondary dwelling approaching sheeting, so gyprocking stage, everything around the outside is getting going. The primary dwelling on this side over here is also flying. This project is an absolute monster. We're not just building one dwelling, we're building two, as well as all the infrastructure around. It's very time consuming. Look at this, what's gone on here. I'm doing the Lord's work over here. If without this man, this build just couldn't happen. Just sitting here digging, I feel so bad. He said he needs a pay rise. So we'll try and get that organized. So this is the outdoor entertainment area, big bifolds. What we're busy playing with here is whether to go stone or a tile. The stone unfortunately just looks so much better. Crazy pave, Scala probably. So we're working on that, and then goes through here, opens up. Got some portal frames arriving soon, which will be able to finish off this main pavilion and get it all weather tight as well. It's a really, really big building. There's so many square meters of everything. Any finish you choose, you got to times it by 1,000. It adds up real quick. When you are thinking about building something big, keep that in mind. So as you can see here, we've got the rough-ins or the in-wall kits from Astra Walker already going in. So the plumbers do this all in the stage before you sheet, obviously. We got all the plumbing going in, all the parts, all the rough-in kits. So you do need to make sure, if you are ordering these things, you get them in early. This stuff happens right in the beginning, and then everything gets sheeted and finished, and then right at the end, you actually get the taps and stuff. Obviously, if you've built before, that's common knowledge. But just for the people that haven't done it before, that is how the process works. So we start off, we get a frame up, we do all the rough-in. So we got plumbing, then electrical will come through. We've got air conditioning as well. So that happens, and then we're gonna insulate, sheet, continue on the process. Look at this, look at the windows in. Yeah, we didn't even know this was in. All right, look what we got here. We got some windows going in already, which is quite exciting. I think it's one of the first windows on the north side. This looks like the kids' entertainment area here. So we're gonna have a nice planter box over here with some plants, just looking at that view, which is gonna be insane. So we're thinking of bringing up the dirt here. It's just fixing these levels here with the landscaping. Obviously we have to get dirt in, which is a bit of a challenge. But what it will do is we'll save a lot of money on stone cladding over here, which is very, very expensive. Now in the primary dwelling as well, is we've got the dry as a bone gone on to the sarking to make it all, get it all waterproof and so you can breathe. They're busy putting the battens on so that they can go and actually get ready for cladding, which is awesome. So what we have here is the James Hardie Axon. So we've put this on the back of the house where no one comes because it goes on real quick and you save a lot of money on material as well as labor. And for us to do charred timber here just didn't make sense. Now, unfortunately, what's happened is we actually really like this and the cost savings is actually insane. So we are now very torn and everyone is quite sad to think that this would be the end result. But it's one of those things, like when you have a budget and you can save some money where you get a very similar result. It's not obviously close up, it's not the same as the charred, but it looks really cool. We're going to paint this black as well, so it'll match the char as well. But overall, we're very happy with how this actually turned out. I was expecting a very different look. So yeah, as you can see, they did this in a couple of days. So compared to the charred timber, which is obviously individual planks, it takes a lot longer to install. It's way more finicky. You know, it's wood, it's a natural product, so it warps. This stuff just goes on. Obviously, not the same, but it does look very cool. So we're actually walking through here in what is a kind of a lake. We've got some water because of the way we've got a topping slab. It all falls down to this area here. So we are standing in one of the primary dwelling master suites. Very fancy, very cool. Curved walls around the bathrooms here, really high ceilings, like super high ceilings, 2.7 meter ceiling in the bathrooms there, with it's all really just glass. Looking out, you got a bath. Shout out to Harry. He was the architect that worked on this in the beginning a lot, and he told me, make sure you have your 10% contingency, and I was like, brother, I don't have that. And looking back now, I'm like, you really do need that. At least 10%, 10 to 15% to make sure that you don't have any stress. So don't try and go and scrape in, because it can get hectic fast. And then I think when you're trying to build a really high quality product, if you start cutting corners, you bring down the quality of the whole product and the whole thing gets tainted. So like for us, it's like if we go into, you know, don't use stone and render the walls, and then don't use chart and use James Hardy, a composite material, it'll look okay, but it won't be the same building anymore. And when you're spending this much money on this scale, it almost doesn't make sense. So if you can, stretch the budget, but it depends on what you're building. It's an epic build. I'm just hoping, to be honest with everyone, that we have enough budget to get to the end, because we thought we did, but it adds up really, really fast.